What's going on, world? Happy Thursday. We made it one more day. And ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends, this is the Lit Stream brought to you by Shades of Blue. We're so happy to be here. I'm here with my show bro, Sharpie Charlie. Sharpie, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I feel great. As you can see, as we talked about, it's a national holiday in America. It's the start of March Madness. That third Thursday in March is beautiful. Been watching basketball since noon. And, you repping your Missouri Tigers. I'm repping my UNC Tar Heels. It's a great time to be an American. Out of all the other bullshit going on, we get to enjoy great college basketball.
And there's a lot of bullshit. So we gonna hold on to the good shit as long as we
Focus on the good
can.
shit. Put the blinders on. Let's enjoy this good shit. 72 hours at a time. We got the men, we got the women. Let's just enjoy these days.
Correct.
And just take a break. We deserve that. Choose joy.
So speaking of focusing on the good shit, yesterday. Can we talk about yesterday real quick? Can we talk about
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh my god! First of all, I ran around my office like a crazy person. Like it was the second goal. The second goal, I got up around the desk. There's a little island basically that you run around. That's the desk, like that is attached to an exam room. Ran around that whole island, just going, yeah.
Can I tell you my embarrassing story of the second goal?
Oh, absolutely.
So I watched the goal. I'm on the way home. I get home and I see the first goal. I'm like, oh my God, Viv came in, scored. This is lit. And then I am tired. I had a very full day. Children are a lot. So I'm laying down watching the game. No lie, bro. I said something in the group chat and I was like, I don't know if I like this, blah, blah, blah. When we subbed out somebody for Coombs. And I was like, damn, I don't know.
Oh,
and
Fowler.
then, yeah. So I was like, this might be too early. I dozed off. And by the time I woke up, match was over. We won 2-0. I was like, wait, what? We did what? The shock when I woke up from that little cat nap, incredible. Hey, sometimes you got to spin the block, man. Reverse. Come back around.
Whoa. All right, we coming back.
What's that U-turn real quick? Hold on.
Right.
What's that entertainer say? Ooh, real slow.
That's exactly it. Well, we're gonna bring on our first guest. Our first guest is our good friend Ash. Ash, thank you so much for being on with us.
This is
Appreciate
my
you
first time
so
on the
much. How are
show.
you this evening?
It's good. It's my first time on the show.
Hold on, no, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm just about to
No,
say.
I was about to say you. I was like, that's not right. That's
if
not
Crunk
right.
was here, Crunk would have said yes, it is. He would have said yes, it is, because he does it every single time I come on. He goes, "Welcome. It's your first time on the show."
That's real shit. That's hilarious. He would do that.
I mean,
Yeah,
he really would.
Yeah. But before we get into what I want to talk about, we need to listen. Yesterday.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, oh my God. I was getting ready to go do yoga. And the first goal, so I'm sitting outside the door waiting for the other class to end, and Viv scored that first goal. I said, "Ooh, child, I'm in public." I had to sit there, hold the gold in, hold it all in, and then I left the class, and it was 2-0. I said, "Look at God."
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
You just went into that yoga session in the right mindset at that point, because that was just perfect.
Yeah, listen, that was the perfect way I needed to end. Yesterday, I was just like, Viv, I appreciate you. I love you. Period. That's all I got. That's all.
And can we give a huge shout out to Jonas Eiderwall, I believe, who got rid of her? Is that right? Is that the right man that said he didn't want her back?
Yeah, whatever his name is. Yes.
We'll take that. We'll take that. Thank you so much.
We'll take it. Absolutely. You don't want her? We'll take her.
Got you. We gonna take care of you, Viv.
Okay, we got you. We're gonna set you up.
Depth.
We're so nice.
Got
Correct.
And on top of that, we got rid of Gareth. So even better. Even better. We're winning. We are winning. Everything.
I throw my hands up. I throw my hands up.
Everything I've wanted.
Everybody wins. Y'all won. I lost. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Listen, I got
Hey.
that news. I said, won't he do it again? Oh, won't he do it? And he sure did.
See, and Charlie, I appreciate this about you because you did say like, okay, like right now, yeah, I'm pissed. But if he comes in and we get like we get at least one result, I'm good.
That's all.
And I appreciate that you standing on business with that.
Damn right. Hey, I will always admit when I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I predicted a draw. I predicted 2 draws, right? I thought we'd get a draw in Champions League first leg. I thought we'd get a draw. And that was even after we played really well, right? Me and Tom, we did the lit stream. I mean, we did the watch along, but it's like something's clicking. I don't know what it is, but it's working. Like, and I don't know if it's like the mindset of just like, hey, like go after it, like attack these fools. Like, and
Yeah.
it's Cushing, man. You know, shouts to Ballman everywhere. We make things happen.
On the men's side, we always talk about that new manager bounce.
Mhm.
So, now the question is, how long can they sustain it? Can they ride it long enough to, advance into the WCL finals maybe?
I think they
Ooh.
can, because I'm like trying to remember how many players was with Cushion when he left for NYC. It's not a good group that's been here since he left, because
Is it just
Garrett.
Greenwood or
I don't even think Greenwood.
I think it's like one player, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shoot,
Yeah, it's actually not that much.
Coons?
See, no, I really want to. You know what? I'm not going to listen. He gone. I'm going to let him be gone. I'm not going to direct that energy, because what I want is the girls to just make it further. But I think like that new manager bounce it's going to kick in for us. It's sad that we didn't get the win against them on the weekend, but it's whatever. Like, I want us to like go far in the league, in the Champions League. And so I think Cushion can I think he can do something. I hope he does something.
Can I pose a question?
What's up?
So straight to you, Ash. Like, I know when we first looked at the 4 matches, I always thought the third one, this one in the league, was the most important because we're trying to catch up, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like now that we've beaten Chelsea that we're really about to get their best shot, or do you think like this pushes us over the top to say no, like we can even go harder? Bunny wasn't there, Abba wasn't there. Like, how are you looking at this weekend?
I think we can like push ourselves and we can go further. Like, I absolutely, like, there is no reason for us to like not give it our all. And like I said, I think like when you get a new manager that comes in, whatever the culture was backstage on whatever, like that is like gone, right? Because now players, they're going to want to show off. They're going to want to like give their all for that new manager. And like your mindset does shift, right? Like when there's someone new that's coming in and maybe there's no bias or any like challenges like between you, the coach, et cetera, that's there. And so like I wouldn't see a reason for us to like continue playing the way we have, because frankly, like we just haven't, like we've been good, but I'm like, we can do better. Like we should be like challenging point blank period. We should be number 1. And if we're not number 1, we should be number 2. Like we have the players for it. And unfortunately, we just had a coach who just wasn't about it. And so bye-bye. Door closed.
Do you think that there are like, based off of the new manager bounce, like are there like specific players that are benefiting the most from that new manager bounce? Because I have some names, but I also want to hear like some other opinions.
Let me think on that one. Because I mean, I kind of want to say all of them, but I'll feel like I'm cheating, if I'm being honest.
I understand. I think for
Yeah,
me,
go ahead.
it would probably be like Caroline and Gracie Pryor for like 2 different reasons. Like Caroline is like, she wanted to play in Champions League, and like her going 90, like like that lets me know like she's not playing at the Etihad match on Sunday, but she is going to play again on when we play on Thursday. So like this is what she's here for. And like even the like 14 minutes that she was in the Leagues Cup match, I thought she played pretty well. And really like once Cushing brought Viv on and like she had a central striker to operate off of, she was like giving both of the fullbacks nightmares for Chelsea.
I also have a question, and I don't know which Lay it is, the last name, whichever one is like trying to move to Barcelona. I'm like, you girl, you already out the door.
Oh, Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Alexandria, right? Yeah, Alexandria. And so like I'm also wondering like for her, right? Like if a new coach coming in like also kind of like spurs her to like play a little bit better because like she's been shit. Like she hasn't been at her best this season. And so I'm wondering like we got a new coach. Whatever was happening backstage with you, maybe there's some personal things. There're not some personal things. There's some professional things. Like does this also like spurs her on because like she was the player like I was like watching during the game like when I could watch it to be like okay what are you given in this moment because like we all know you want Barca but like does at least this is like pushes you where like maybe Gaz being there earlier in the season well for most of the season didn't before like I don't know, like she's like the one I'm interested to like see like how the rest of the season for her plays out.
See, I'm concerned because this is like Cushing said, like this is a short term thing, right? Like he's
Yeah.
not saying like I'm trying to stay on for long term. I'm
Yeah.
really pushing to be here. And so it's like even if it goes well for these next 2 months, it's still like, well, damn, like can you really go against your home country's best like side? Like that's a really hard pull. I would
Mhm.
love if City could manage it, right? Because I think she's performed great these last 2 matches overall, compared to how she was in her recent form.
Yeah.
Like I thought she looked really good going up against Ramirez, who's clearly bigger and stronger,
Yeah.
but like she held her own. So I would love her to stay. But to your original question, I think the player that's really like kicked on for me, I mean, she scored the goals, but I feel like Viv, right? Because like if you remember, Gareth had her, he wanted Bunny and her on the pitch at the same time, but he didn't want to play like a classic 4-4-2. So he had her dropping deeper. And I think Cushing's quote was something like, no, we want Viv closer to the goal, closer to their goal versus closer to the defender
That
goal. And I'm like,
makes
she's the leading scorer in history in the league. It makes a lot of sense.
sense.
It's not rocket science, right? And like I think Gaz went too mega brain on that. You could have
Mhm.
went 3-5-2. You could have went 4-4-2.
Yep.
Like you could have just had two big bodies
Failed.
and said good luck to everybody. So she's the one where I'm like, she's free to do what she does now. She don't have to do all the other hold up the ball shit. Like go get the ball, score ball. Real simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think my other player that is like really benefited from the new manager bounce is probably Gracie Pryor. And like I think in a lot of ways that's perfect for the squad, is seeing as how we have two healthy center backs right now. Two. And like
Sounds like the
the
men.
ones the one center back we sent to NWSL, and now she's playing defensive midfield, which is a journey for Angel City. Yeah. That's a journey. Um, so, but I think it's also like one of those things for Gracie Pryor specifically is like she's so young, she just doesn't know any better. Like, and this is probably like giving a new manager for her, whether or not he's going to stay long term, like for this match of fixtures, knowing that she's probably going to have to play at least 270 of the 360 minimum minutes of the 4 matches. Like, yeah, this is probably a perfect time for a new manager to like instill your confidence. Like, all right, Gracie, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Ash, you asked the most amazing question in the doc, and I am so ready for you to unleash it on the world and unleash it on us because it's so good.
All right. So Sharpie he's happy about spinning the block. And for the record, I do not condone spinning the block. Okay. I don't do it. I don't condone it. But for the sake of City, let's say Man City Men, we have the opportunity to spin the block on a former coach. What coach do you think we should spin the block on? And this could be any coach from any era, doesn't matter. But like, who would you want us to spin the block on? And that's my question.
Okay. I've been thinking about this all day since you put it
Yeah,
in the
you
doc.
should. You should go first.
And my answer, I hate my answer. I absolutely hate it. And I also think it's the best answer for now. My answer is Mikel Arteta.
I'm so mad at you, Tom.
See?
God damn it, get out of my head.
See, I wasn't even thinking about him. I wasn't even thinking about him. Wow. God damn it. Okay.
So what years was he with us again? Was he with us during the treble season?
No. He
No.
100 points, and the season after 100
The
points.
Centurions.
Yeah, Centurions. Yeah.
God damn it, Thomas.
I'm never gonna advocate for that dude to come back. Never, not one time ever in life.
And that's and see, and I think that's where, like, that's emotionally where I am, but like logically thinking through it is like, yeah, it's probably got to be that, because, like, I mean, Pellegrini is old. Mancini is
But Pellegrini
old.
still be giving cats that business.
Exactly.
Real talk. Pellegrini was. Hey, if Pellegrini had this squad, I mean, again, not even this squad, because this squad is jacked, but like some of those Centurion squads, whatever. Pellegrini, he did work, man. I can't argue with Pellegrini. I was trying to think who was the. I'm trying to figure out who was the assistants when we won the treble, because I feel like it's really about the assistants with Pep right now.
Yeah.
Just need somebody to kind of balance them out a little bit.
Wasn't it old boy that's at Chelsea? What up, Neo?
Oh,
Wasn't he there in the treble year? I know
I'm not
because
sure.
I think he left right after and went to Leicester.
Yeah.
And brought them up. But no, that was 2 years ago. He was gone.
I was also thinking about Lilo as well. There, but like,
right now we got, is it Wanma? That's who's here now.
Lilo. Yeah, Lilo. Yeah. Wanma's the real one. I feel like, didn't Pep used to have like a bigger dude beside him?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
He left to coach. I can't remember.
Yeah, he left to coach somewhere else. But like, I would say him. I feel like that era of City, since Tom took my Arteta.
Oh, that dude went to was it Austin, Texas? What's the team?
MLS, right?
MLS? Yeah, I think it's Austin FC. I think he went there. But I think he's like I don't think he's the coach though. I think he's like in the back, staff or whatever. Hold on, let me check.
Hold up.
But the reason I say him is like that era of City. I want someone that plays the entertaining football, right? Like the goal is to be on the front foot, to give us those wingers that are dynamic, to go at people, to press high, like. And that was the era of City that I fell in love with the club, honestly. So, like, now I will say this: my reason for Arteta is I believe he has the versatility to do different things. I think at Arsenal, he's almost like managing down because he doesn't have the same level of talent he had at City, right? That Pep had at his disposal. Whereas, like, he can be expansive, he knows how to do it, but it's also like, I don't have Sterling, Aguero, and Sane or Mark. Like, I don't have the same tools, so I can't do the same things. So he's gotten way more defensive. But I mean, he's done a great job at Arsenal overall. Like, he took the niggas from like 8th to like 2nd place. Like that's some real work. And they had to do a full project rebuild. Like, so I will give him credit for that. I'm glad he's still, a silver medalist every year. But with our talent, he could do work.
Charlie just called that man Nancy Kerrigan.
Exactly. Somebody's got to be number 2.
Is he wrong? He's not wrong.
He's like Tyson Gay.
He's not wrong.
Usain Bolt. Like, Usain Bolt was winning, but somebody
Tyson
had to get that silver medal.
Close,
He was trying so hard. The Americans were trying so hard. They couldn't beat Usain. Couldn't do it.
Dude's name was Rodolfo Borrell.
Yes.
Rodolfo.
Yeah.
Yes, him.
He's the sporting director and chief soccer officer at Austin FC. There's no way I take dude. I don't care what you say. There's no persuading me. I don't like that guy. I when I started watching, it was Roberto Mancini, and then we quickly brought in Manuel Pellegrini. So I kind of feel like I kind of cut my teeth with the club on Pellegrini more than even Mancini's per se. So again, if we're saying we got to get rid of Pep and somebody else come in, I could if I'm gonna spin the block. Yeah, if I'm gonna spin the block, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pellegrini. I think he's definitely owed to Tom's point, but I think just his coaching ability is he even made West Ham look like they were pretty decent for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was there for a while.
So you
Damn, that
talk
did
about
happen.
ability
yeah.
with talent. I think if he he could do it too.
I mean, he's got Real, but like right now he's got Real Batiste
Fourth,
into
right?
Europe. Like
They are balling.
they're sixth.
Oh, 6. Yeah,
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
But they're even on points with Villarreal, just behind on goal difference, and that's the difference between Conference League and Europa League. And so that's pretty impressive for like an old man.
Hey,
That man's got Anthony balling out.
Arsenal-
Anthony is in incredible form. Like, I don't know what happened, but he's like player of the match like every other match or something out there. It's crazy.
I mean, Anthony can go ahead to go and with Marseille with all them other boys at Nasty Man FC.
That's real.
you know, Charlie, we just seen what happens when you get rid of an old man, and you know we so focused on the old man, and then we let people get us other folks come into office, and it ruins a lot of stuff. I'll take the old man right now, bro. I will take the old man. Give me the old man, please.
I mean,
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Does that make Arteta that other guy?
Oh,
Jesus.
See,
I
don't know. In my analogy, it would, right? In my analogy,
do to you? What is he? What is the beef?
Hey, that man got up in he got up in KDB face, man. I can't do it.
That was
He got up in KDB face. Now we got to fight.
Derek,
it's on site every
Derek
time. It is
set
on
that one
site.
up. He set that one up so
Yo.
magnificently. Like
It is
it's
on
like,
site.
wow.
Ooh.
A top 5 Tarek moment on the list stream. Like, I was not ready for this level of vitriol against Mikel Arteta. Like he beat us or something. Like
I've
So you
told
gotta
y'all
make
multiple
one time.
times I do
I'm
not
watching
like
it.
that dude.
Listen,
His attitude,
like it was. I mean, we knew it was deep, but this
yeah,
is
his
like
attitude,
deep.
man, I can't get with him. And I think, I mean, but the real talk though, Charlie, you talked about, you know, his quote unquote lack of talent. I don't think he really has that little talent I think he has more than enough talent to play in a better way than he's been playing. Now, again, he's trying to change it up because it didn't work. So maybe he feels this is the way to get across the line. This isn't going to work either. So to me, you might as well play, you know, pretty football and lose as opposed to playing set piece FC and still losing.
It's fair. You won't see me out here defending Arsenal, so you got it, bro. You got it. Hey, somebody got to be number 2.
Sure is. And
Fair enough.
I'm not.
Or you can be number 5 like us this year. Whatever it takes, you know. Like 2 through 5 all get the same thing.
I say
all the
2,
same.
5, it's all the same. Ain't no different.
All the same to me.
You right? I
Close
would rather
enough for
not
government
be
work.
the
That's
one.
for damn sure.
Talk about it.
First.
Wait, before we get you out of here, Ash,
Yeah.
I got to ask you this question. You don't spin the block. You don't subscribe to it. So looking ahead, we know Pep will be leaving.
Oh God, don't ask me that.
Who do you want to replace him?
Oh God, don't ask me that. Oh God, I'm gonna tell you right now, my brain is not there. That man is not.
Okay, you can. That's okay.
Okay, when that man leaves, I will be done. Well, no, not really done with City. Just know it's going to be.
It's gonna be some grieving. Some grieving.
Exactly. So we're not gonna cross that bridge until we get. So I'm just saying.
Can I entice you with one Sebastian Hines of Orlando?
Okay. Outside of the box, women and men, great system. Okay, I like it.
Wait, are you talking about him coming in for Pep or coming in replacement of Gareth as a full time?
In replacement of Gareth.
Oh, I said after Pep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, my question was Pep time, but I love that for us. If we could get that, that'd be fire.
I'll take that.
Hell yeah. My answer is like Tarek. I want Vinny Company. I think he's doing the work. He's getting his experience at Bayern, and then come back and win trophies. You know,
See, I
legend.
want him, but I want him like I don't want him like in see, because I want him, but I don't want him to go through what other players who have like come back to coach their teams go through. Because I love Vinny so much, and I'm sorry. Well, I'm having my drink, okay? I'll cut a bitch for talking shit about Vinny, okay?
He said
And
it on site.
There it is. There it is.
and these
I ain't
fans
mad at
nowadays, okay?
I ain't mad at you.
I might get kicked off of Blue Sky because I'm not on that hellhole anymore. So I'm not about it. So, but I also don't want him at Byron because it's pissing me off. But I would want him back, but I would want him to get a couple more seasons under his belt. Like our like office and team, like we're very like patient and whatever. But I want Vinny to like be set up for actual success to like do this long term. I don't want what we've seen at the other clubs, like where someone comes in, then he leaves, and then like it just tarnishes like how it is. It'll tarnish a little bit of like how fans might feel with the club. But like I want him to get a couple more seasons before we bring him in. And he's still a young coach, like in terms of just like how long he's been coaching. And so I want him, but I don't want him immediately after Pep because y'all see how these fans are when we bring in new players. To bring in a new coach and Vinny, I'm so sorry. I would have to cut somebody.
You make a good point because, I think even like watching basketball, a lot of times you want to be the man after the man. That you don't want to be replace the man. It's just too many. The comparisons are going to be too great. No matter how good you do, you didn't do as good as Pep. Pep did this, and this. It's going to be hard to be compared to Pep for anybody.
Yeah.
So it would be difficult, but I agree that if let's say Bayern goes on to win this season, win the league this season, and they go deep into Champions League, he goes back, he runs it back. They do it again next year. He wins the league again. He'll come in with 2 top level trophies at top level leagues. It's not like going and winning with Celtic, who are always at the top. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, Bayern's always at the top too, but they just came off a season where they didn't win it. So for him to come in, win that trophy back, and then keep it again, that would be the kind of success he would need to come in on to be able to command the respect of the locker room and all that kind of stuff. And by the time that he needs, but it's always going. Is whoever replaces Pep is almost set up for failure. Almost.
Yeah, that's a big boot to fill. So
our
Jake's funny.
Bundesliga expert is going to weigh in. I mean, if anybody knows,
he's not wrong
about what's going to go on in the Bundesliga, he's not wrong. Like
they got rid of Nagelsmann and Flick. Like I don't trust them.
Right.
Yeah.
And Flick is kicking butt.
He is. Like I would have him on my list. Like I put him on my list.
You in a Xavi Alonso to Vinny Company succession plan.
See, I also had now y'all really getting me talking about it because I also had him.
I don't think that's even an option though. He's going to Real Madrid.
He's going to Real.
He's going to Real.
It's like the way we knew Mbappe was going to go there eventually. He's just waiting for Carlo to be like, I'm done. And Leverkusen knows it. Like I think next year is the year. I think next year is the one.
He needs to stay. Go ahead, stay. Stay right there. That is where you belong. That is your home. Don't you let them kick you out.
The Don is leaving, man. Verts is gonna leave. We're gonna buy Verts. Javi's gonna go to Real Madrid, and we'll see them again in Champions League next year. I can't wait.
Oh God, I'm not ready for that. Well, I'm ready for it if we actually do good this summer in the transfer window. But if we don't, I'm like, I can't do this bullshit again. I'm sorry. You're not putting me through capital T trauma again. I refuse. Absolutely not.
He was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Well, Ash, thank you so much for stopping in with us. We really appreciate you. Please let the good people know where they can find you and the wonderful things that you are up to.
You can, well, first of all, thank you for having me. It is always fun to come on, chat with y'all, and just be here. So thank you. You can find me on Blue Sky at Riva for a lot of E's. I think that's in there. I can't remember something about that.
We retweeted it. Look at our page.
Yeah.
You'll see her tag. Like we
Y'all
got
will
you.
see
Yeah.
me somewhere on the timeline. And I just like
Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. That's the one.
Maxine
it
Shaw,
is.
attorney at law. That's me right there. That's her. And I'm on just Blue Sky, just tweeting the shits and everything. I'm following college football. I'm sorry, y'all. I am going for Mount Auburn in my bracket. I don't know if they'll win.
We'll see.
But you might see me start tweeting about that. But other than that, or skeeting, I guess. Is it skeeting?
Oh, ski.
Skeet.
Right.
And so that's where you can find me, shooting the shits.
Thank you so much, Ash. Have a great night.
Thank you, y'all, for having me.
Appreciate you.
All right. Our next guest is from the Windy City, from Chopped Soccer Podcast. Let's give it up for the homie Ken. Ken, how's it going?
What's up? I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen the whole cast. I know the last time I was here, I think it was Crunk and someone else, but like, yeah, it's good to see. It was good to see the rest of the Blues.
Good to see you too, man.
Appreciate you jumping on.
Did you hear us talking shit about your manager?
No, I hopped in a little later. I think I got on. I think I got on with the Skeeting, and I was like, I don't know if I'm on the right. I got the right link here.
So just to catch you up, Ash posed the question, like, if you could go back and get any city manager the way the women did, got Cushing on our side, who would you get for the men? And Tom took my answer. He was like, Mikel Arteta. And then Tarek right away was like, no, I hate that guy. I don't want that guy. And I kind of defended him. I was like, I see his things. He can do different styles. Like, he hasn't had all the talent that City has. So I respect what he's done. 8th to 2nd, still second. But like, I respect it. So how do you feel about Arteta as a manager? Like, what do you rate him?
I mean, I can't say he's the best manager in the league yet, because he doesn't have the silverware. But I mean, for my money, I wouldn't want any other manager in the league like sans Pep. And then I'm not even sure I would want Pep. So, I mean, if you just look top to bottom at the managers out there in the Premier League, he's the only manager I would want out of the rest of the field. If you look at some of the other leagues, I mean, I heard you guys mention Company. He's a pretty good manager. He's doing his thing at Bayern, one of my secondary favorite teams. So, I mean, I'd possibly take him. I don't think I'd want Xabi Alonso because he plays the back three. And then, you go to Spain, maybe Hansi Flick, maybe. Simeone doesn't really play the type of football you want. So, I mean, like, we can jump around. Like, yeah, I mean, we could jump around all the top managers, but it gets really thin.
Don't you think that Simeone, like, if he wanted, like, I think he stays at Atleti because, like, he wants to, but if he came to England and played his style in England, I think he would dominate. I think he would, like, I feel like he would be Sean Dyche on steroids.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But I mean, I think that the thing about the Premier League that separates it from a lot of other leagues is that just like the sheer amount of money that we're talking about the top clubs having, like that money comes with the expectation that you play a certain type of way. And I don't think you can, like, I think that really locks like Simeone out of some of the clubs he can go to because, like, I mean, like Simeone's not going to be able to come to City and set up shop, at home for 75 minutes, and get away with a 2-1 or like a 1-0, like it's just not going to happen. Like the fans would run him out,
You say that, but all of these clubs went for Jose Mourinho too. So I think for me, and I understand it and I get it completely, but I think if he were to come in and win, I don't think anybody cares. I think even with Arteta, you've seen him from the outside, not a a Arsenal fan necessarily, but it feels like he's tried to be more pragmatic and, more defensive in an attempt to, defense wins championships kind of mindset. So again, if he got across the line, no one cares. It's when you don't get across the line that people look at it and like, well, why are you playing so negative? Why are you set piece FC, so on and so forth? If they won with that, no one would care. So I think if he came in, I kind of feel like if he won, which I would feel better about him winning than say Arteta or whoever.
I mean, I guess I would counter with I think your point holds before maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, because it's been a while since we've seen Mourinho like in the conversations for like those top jobs. Like, I mean, the last job he had in England was like Spurs. And I mean, like look who they gave that job to, after him. They gave it to Nuno, and then they gave it to somebody else, and they gave it to Ange. Like, like they were just grasping at straws there. Then he went to Roma, and like now he's in Turkey. So like I just think nowadays, like there are only certain places you can go that you could play that style of football. And I think it's people who are more desperate for trophies than are like desperate for like the style they want to uphold. And, say what you want to about like Arsenal not winning trophies. We've always been known, regardless of when we had the best defenses in the league, we've always been known as a team that's like slick passing. We like to play a certain way. So like, I think the fans and I hate to really just like shift it to like fans running managers out, because like, that's just like, I just hate to see that. But like, I think that's just the reality of the situation. Like, people don't want to see that style football when you're spending like, 100 million, 150 million in a transfer window.
You heard it here first on the List stream. Ken Kimber predicting Simeone to Tottenham Hotspur. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I mean,
trophies. And
yeah, I mean, we would either go Simeone. If I had to guess where Simeone would go, he would definitely go to like a Hotspur. He'd probably go to like United now, because I don't think Amarim's the guy there. Like, I just don't think you can play a back three in the Premier League anymore and have like sustained like top level success. I think like Nottingham Forest's success is more due to like their lack of games than like anything that like Nuno's doing. But yeah, like, I mean, I think there's only like a type of team like Simeone would really fit in. I mean, he's not coming to City, right?
I think he dies at Atletico Madrid. Like it's that man is so embracing the club. They got money now with the Saudi money, the Riyadh money coming in, right? Like they went out and spent a bag. They got Hooli. Like I feel that even watching them this year, they're dangerous in the league. Now, will he get over the top? I don't know, but I couldn't see him saying, "Let me leave everything I've built to go be at Spurs." Like that's just such a drop off in like stature. Like it would break my heart for him. Like the bag ain't that big. Like
I think if he wanted to leave, he would have had plenty of opportunities along the way that he could have left at any point he wanted to. Like you said, to be this deep into this quote unquote project, to throw a word around, it would be crazy to see him walk away now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting him to leave. I just think that like if he was going to go to the Premier League, like there's only 2, 3 maybe clubs he could go to. I don't even see him going to Chelsea at this point, because that's just not even what they're looking for. Like everybody, once again, like I really believe in the Premier League, once you get to spending like 150, 200 million a minimum per transfer window or per year, like that comes with expectations. And it's not like buying 2 Van Dijks and setting up shop, or like like buying a Van Dijk and a Rodri and like setting up shop. Like you need those players in your team, but the expectation is when you're spending that type of money, you're getting like people that we consider quote unquote like difference makers or whatever, that like come in and score the goals and do the business.
Do you think that like one of the reasons why Arteta and Arsenal play the way that they do is that the signings that he has hit on have been signing like all those back line signings and like along with Declan Rice, whereas like the front line signings just haven't worked out as well, like as one would have anticipated, like with Trossard or Martinelli, um, Kai Havertz, even to an extent.
I think, and this is going to sound like I actually take Arteta at his word when he like first came in and he said this was going to be like a 5 to 7 year project where like if you're going to have to rebuild the team, you're going to have to rebuild it like all the way through. And the way you classically rebuild a team all the way through is you start at the back first, right? Like you're not going to win a lot of games if you bring in like a bunch of striking talent and then you just end up getting the doors blown off you, losing like 4-3, 3-2, like that type of stuff, right? So what we've seen over the past couple of years from Arsenal is actually like quite the opposite of that, right? Like he shored up the back line, brought in some stable fullbacks, brought in some stable center backs, brought in Declan Rice, and what we've really seen is like Arsenal having on average the best defense in the league over the past like 2 to 3 seasons, even though we've struggled to score goals. So like the next phase of the project, what he calls phase 4 and phase 5 is actually going out to get that attacking talent where you can compete from back to front. So I think that's actually like I actually take him at his word in terms of like how you build a team, because I actually believe that also. And I just think if you want to stay in your job, you have to win games, right? Like that's just a modern reality. So in order to win games, first thing you do, shore up the defense, make sure you're airtight, and then you go from there.
So, what is going on in the world of the Chopped Soccer Pod? I feel like we've done is just assaulted you with our Arsenal questions.
I mean, I could talk Arsenal all day, like men's or women's, because like that's my number one team, has been for a long time.
Okay, okay, then we're gonna backtrack. Talk
Okay.
to me about that terrible pitch that Real Madrid made those two teams play on Tuesday.
Oh, in the Champions League? Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You knew that was coming. Like, I mean, outside of Chelsea in the Women's Super League, like Arsenal probably has the best team, like top to bottom. I would like to see a lot more color on that team, but I feel like that's more of a holdover from Jonas Edvald, more so than like anything that Arsenal has traditionally like thought about when you think of it in that way, because we've had like some of the classic like black players when it comes to like English women and the like game in terms of women's soccer. So like that aside, we play some of the best football in WSL. So I mean, if we were going to play against like Madrid in Madrid, like that was what we basically expected. That second leg, I believe, is at the Emirates. It might not be. If it is,
It is.
if it's at the Emirates and it's not at Boreham Wood, where they play like most of their home games, like I fully expect us to win that tie by more than 2 goals and advance. So I'm not really worried, but like that's the playbook on like teams that like to play. You let the grass grow a little bit, like you kick it up a little bit, like you make sure there are holes in the pitch, like that just is what it is sometimes.
Well, I think the whole, like, to me, what was the most interesting is like the men's team has not played at the Bernabeu since the 9th of March. And now it is now the international break. So it's not like that match could not have been at the Bernabeu. As a matter of fact, of the 4 quarterfinal matches, only Wolfsburg Barcelona was played at the larger stadium, and Wolfsburg's men's stadium only seats like 30,000. So it's not like they were like putting it in a much larger stadium necessarily. It's just larger than the 5,000 seat stadium that they usually play in. So I, I think UEFA as a whole kind of dropped the ball on that one, like not kind of like mandating like, hey, all of these, just because knowing what was on the schedule when these matches were on the schedule, like you could have put in all of these matches at the big stadium.
Yeah, I think UEFA has a long way to go in terms of just like regulating the men's and women's calendar in a way that the women's games get to play at the men's stadiums in a more organized way. I think really right now it's a lot more piecemeal and up to the individual clubs. And I think you're 100% right. Like UEFA does need to do more to kind of make that universal, because I think we are getting robbed of some of the like better experiences possibly, because like nobody's really putting their foot down and doing that. Like I think Arsenal has a game this weekend. Arsenal Liverpool is actually Arsenal women's team, Liverpool women's team is at the Emirates this Saturday, I believe Saturday morning. And, that's really because Arsenal makes a concerted effort to like try to host their women's team at the Emirates as much as possible.
On
Shout
that
out to
note,
the homie Treb.
wait.
I was just gonna say, shout out to the homie Treb, who on the 12, which is the WSL podcast that all of y'all should be listening to. He made the point that Arsenal plays so much better at the Emirates than they do at Meadow Park. Like it's night and day. Whereas like a lot of the other teams who do like when they do play in their men's stadium, like for example, Chelsea does not play as well at Stamford Bridge as they do at Kings Meadow. I think Liverpool just won their like this past weekend won their first ever match. Their women won their first ever match at Anfield, and they've been playing there for like the past 5 years. So just like kind of like small like little nuggets like that make you realize like how important that is for Arsenal versus other teams in the WSL.
Yeah, I think it's top to bottom. I think that works for us that way because top to bottom is just our club ethos of how we play. Like we want to pass the ball, like we want to get the ball wide, like we want to play 1-2 combinations, we want to spring people into space. Like, that's on both sides. That's on both teams. That's on like, the men's team and the women's team. So if you give us more space to do that, like, it just only advantages us, especially when you talk about like Meadow Woods, where the women play being just like a sizably smaller pitch than at the Emirates. It's like, it's just only that extra space for us to capitalize on for the women's team.
I just want to give a credit to the Arsenal support as a whole, because what I've seen in my 3 years watching WSL is that like when Arsenal women go to the Emirates, you get a sizable crowd, right? When Liverpool's at Anfield, it looks like, oh wait, nobody's showing up. Even when City goes to the Etihad, like we're lucky to get 30,000 out of that 56,000, right? Like the people have to support it. Like City support. I mean, y'all can be mad at me. When I watched that match yesterday, it wasn't even full at the Joy. Like there were open seats. So you can't tell me that like this matters a lot when you can't even fill up 5K or however much the Joy seats. Like I don't even blame City now for not even going to the Etihad because y'all can't do this. So why are we gonna go here? So I think people have to step up, and you don't get that at Arsenal. Like y'all have an amazing home field advantage. Like it's tough to play there at the Emirates. It's like you said, the pitch is bigger, everything's bigger. And I hope that as we move forward, like y'all have been y'all set the pole of like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you get closer towards equality on both sides. Like if there's an open space, the women get it. Like it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it for all the big matches. So credit to y'all.
Yeah, well, for a long time, Arsenal's women was essentially, the England's women's national team, so when it comes to like, English football, for the women, like Arsenal is a core part of that footballing heritage. So I don't think it's anything special that like, we're doing now. I think it's more so that we've just had that longevity of engagement and involvement where like, it is just kind of a part of what we do. Like supporting the men's team and the women's team is just like something you sign up for. It's not, it's not like, our women's team is a new thing to like, our supporters. So I don't want to like, I don't want to make it like, Arsenal is like, doing something with like some type of secret sauce. We've just really been around a while, like all the way back to like the Rachel Yankees of like, the late 90s. And like, it's just been that long for that team.
Well, when I get to a question that Nia posed in the chat, so at what point are the Cronkies going to spend that money on forward players for the men's team?
This summer.
So this is
Who
going to
you
be the
want?
elusive
Who's your
summer
list?
that
Who's your list?
Arsenal gets the striker.
Yeah. My number one striker that I want is Benjamin Sesko from Leipzig. Like he is the one that's probably going to be the difference maker for us. Our problem isn't that we score goals by committee. So like we do it a bit differently than other teams do. So like City traditionally, like, has the top end goal scorer, like, at all times, whether it was Aguero, whether it is Holland, like, City has a goal scorer that's going to bag you like, 20 plus a game. Liverpool on this streak, not necessarily a striker, but Salah is bagging you like, 20, 25 goals a game. For us, it's a little different. We do it by committee. So we need to give people different looks. We need to give teams different looks as we play them. And since we let Giroud go, we haven't really had that secondary look striker or that striker who's our main guy that kind of gives us a presence. So I'm really looking for someone like Sesko, where like, between Havertz, Jesus, and Trossard playing up top every now and then, like, they can do the business when we need to play like, shifty teams where we're going to be creative, have somebody drop into space or whatever. But we need a body like Sesko who's 6'3", 6'4", who's going to like, be in there. Somebody can lump it in and like, he's going to score a headed goal, right? Like from open play, not from like corners or anything like that. So I'm really looking for Sesko one. I don't think we're going to get Isak. Like Newcastle's just not letting him go. Not for
That was going to be
anything.
my question for you. Are you not a fan, or you just don't think that it'll happen? But it sounds like you just don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, it's just not realistic. I mean, like if we could get him for 100, I would say do it. But Newcastle's probably not letting him go for 125 to 150. Or if they are letting him go for that, it's not going to be in the Premier League. Like they'll sell him to Real Madrid or Barcelona or something like that for 100 mil. But he's not going in the league for 100 mil. So
God, him at Barca to follow Lewandowski to play with Rafinha and Yamal. Oh my God, I would watch every match.
That's actually what I think is going to happen this summer.
Yeah,
if Newcastle,
it's the way it's written.
Yeah, like if Newcastle
is Barca going to have the money though?
Yeah.
They're coming back, yeah. Because the Camp Nou's about to open up, like Spotify. They did their renovations. They're in the same thing Real Madrid did, where like they've been playing at the other stadium, but now that money's about to tick. Now they're winning Champions League games, and Flick's out and balling, young Ballon d'Or winner.
Oh, the
like,
lever
Barca
unrusted.
They don't sleep. Yeah, literally.
The lever
yeah.
unrusted.
They got
so
the
now that they can
WD-40
pull
out.
it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
They're coming.
They'll figure out something else to sell too. Like, I mean, like, they've sold rights to everything at this point.
Well,
Like,
and that's what I was going to say. Some of the rights that, they've already sold that haven't even come up yet. They haven't even made the money, but they've already basically given it away. So, going back, right, I was not Messi fan, but Messi versus Ronaldo, I always sided on the Messi side. So, it's like, okay, I'd rather them than Real. So I don't have any real animus against Barca, I don't think. But so seeing them come back would be cool I think it'll be cool for the game globally because they're just that big a club.
I mean, they're back. Like they're here. Like watching Barca. That's
Yeah,
what I
I
fell in
mean,
love with
being
first.
able to really,
overall.
work in the transfer market
Yeah.
and really keep building. I mean, at the end of the day, they're La Masia has always been great, and they just keep pumping out talent. So
I will say that like what they could do is the same way Real Madrid got Mbappe is you just let Isak run out the contract and then you just wait. Like the same way Real Madrid is they waited on Trent. We don't have to pay for you. You're gonna come to us. Like we know what this is. You know the steps. And so that's how they get around it, right? I don't have to give you a transfer fee. I can just say we wait 3 years and we pull in these people to kind of fit in the crevices until then. Ken, how do you feel about Victor Osimhen? Because he was a beast at Napoli, got them their Scudetto. Stuff went left there. He's over in Turkey now, still balling. Would he be somebody that could be like a backup to Sesko for you if it doesn't work out?
Yeah, but the Arsenal in me is really going to come out right now when I say like I'm really conscious about like the prices we pay for players and like what their wage packets look like. Because that was what kind of got Arsenal in trouble in the later Wenger years is that like, we had guys on contracts that ultimately weren't like turnoverable. So we ended up having a lot of guys leaving on the free. I don't know Oshiman's like exact contract situation, but I think he's like 26, 27 right now, right? And if he's that age and we're giving him his last big contract, like I would just be a little worried about it, because like nobody with any gas left in the tank ends up in Turkey. Like that's just my own like footballing like canism, where like I just have a couple of these floating around, and one of them is like, if you have anything left in the tank, like you don't come back from Turkey. Like, when you come back from Turkey, you come back with like hair plugs and like wiener pills, right? So like,
He's only 20. He's only 26. He's only 26. I'm just saying.
Wasn't his issue more not about his play, but more about like the whole racism in Italy thing, right? So that's why he's just like, just get me out of here, just send me somewhere.
yeah, but he could have. I feel like if somebody else wanted him, like he would have ended up like somewhere else. Like I just feel like if you end up in Turkey, like that's where you go, because like you can still play Champions League, and like just no other big clubs want you. It was almost like what PSG was like pre Mbappe, right? Like
what we're gonna do with Gundo, we're gonna send him to Turkey or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's time for him to. That's the level of league he needs to be playing in right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I still think he should be quality. Like I think Oshiman's a quality player. I just don't know what's there that would like have him take the career path that he's taken right now. Like he didn't even end up in Saudi, right? Which would have been like, you would think like if he was just going somewhere, like, he could have gone to Saudi if he wanted to. But like, I just don't know. It's just something there where like, if I have to spend 75, 80 million on him or something like that, like, like I'm just way more risk averse than spending 75, 80 on him.
Fair enough.
Neo asked about Lookman.
Depends on where he wants to play. I mean, like I feel like Arsenal and City are kind of in these similar situations right now, where you have to have someone leave before someone comes in, because once you get to a certain level of player, you're not going to be able to guarantee them like an automatic spot depending on the position they come into. And like, I'm not sure if we bring in Lookman on the left, he's going to displace like, Martinelli, Trossard, and Wary. Like there's just a lot of competition over there, because he's not playing on the right when Saka gets back, and he's not playing a striker. So just like if we can convince him to come on a decent wage package, like, like I'd love to have him, but like, that's kind of the double-edged sword you find yourself in when you're in this top level of like, world beating teams. It's like, like who's leaving to like, come in. And I mean, I think City is in a little bit more of an advantageous position at this point, because like, just with the age of the squad, they need to do a bit more turnover. So players would be more willing to come, because they know that like, the people they're displacing aren't going to be there for, in another year or so anyway. But the average age at Arsenal is like 25 right now. So, I mean, like, unless you're someone like Lamine Yamal or something like that, where like, he's for sure walking into whatever team he walks into. Like, it's going to be hard to like, bring in players that are, at that like cusp level, because they're going to want to go somewhere and start. And we might not be able to give them like straight walk into the team minutes. And if he's in the Champions League at Atalanta, isn't he at Atalanta? Yeah. If he's in the Champions League at Atalanta, like, why would you leave?
More money. Gotta get that bag. That bag. But I rate him over Martinelli and Trossard easily. Like him and Saka on the wings, that would be dominant. Like,
yeah, but we would have.
I hope it doesn't happen.
We would have to move not both of them.
Goop for Mr. Robinson is old. Like you cannot have a 30-year-old winger. Like you can't. Like not in the like. You can't sign him
when we played Bernardo Silva there. We know.
Boom! There it is. You can't. What is Charlie? What did you say all the time? Like, I need those millennials out the squad. You can't. It's like
nope.
That's like
the Gen Z side. We need Gen Z players on them. Gen Z players.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, like Trossard is
Ageist.
okay, but like we're gonna have to sell one of them to make room. And then that's even saying like January doesn't take like a step forward next year. Because if he takes a step forward next year, then between Saka and January and Miles Lewis Skelly, like that's $350 million worth of players right there, arguably, that we just got through our academy. That's another thing you have to deal with when you're at Arsenal too, is like, so many of our academy players coming in are quality. Like, Newcastle got Joe Willock from us. Like half of Fulham is former Arsenal.
Right.
There are no
y'all miss
easy
ESR
solutions.
so bad.
We miss who?
ESR so bad.
Oh yeah, he would be. I mean, he would be clutch right now, but like that's the exact problem that I'm describing, right? Like, do you ask him to stay, just on the off chance that there's an injury crisis, and then when there's an injury crisis, he walks in and he gets 10 or 15 games before he gets put back on the bench?
I think we should blame Thomas Partey for being on the squad for taking ESR spot, because Rice should be
Boom,
the
there it
6.
is.
ESR could be the 8. In my opinion, I think it would have worked beautifully, ESR and Odegaard, right? Like, they gave him that 10 shirt for a reason. And it's really sad that, like, he's not Cole Palmer. Like, he hasn't produced to that level, right? Where he left and just took off. But like you said, you put him there in his natural position, man, that's when I would think, okay, Arsenal's really serious. Yeah, keeping 5 around was just a interesting decision from those
Well, I
involved.
mean, he's the African Jorginho. Like, he's one of those players where he's like classically underrated. People forget he used to be an attacking midfielder for Atletico back when that was a thing, right? Like that's how
Oh yeah, I remember. Yep.
Yeah, like that's how he came into like being known. So I mean, like he's just one of those players. I think you don't really notice him when he's gone, but when you look at the sheet and like you look at our passing numbers, you look at everything that he brings to the team, like he keeps everything ticking over. It's no coincidence that like when he's in our team, like we play so much better. He's not as fast as he used to be because I mean, like he's Ghanaian. He's probably pushing 40 right now, even though his passport says he's like 31.
Jesus.
Dog.
But hey, man, hey, this is what we do on Chop Soccer. We give you the real football and conspiracies. Like,
Love it.
So before we get you out of here, let us know where we can find you and the Chopped Soccer podcast and all the other things that you are doing.
Okay, so you can primarily find us just on Instagram, posting clips, posting our team of the weeks, posting our EAFC player of the weeks. Our podcast, Chop Soccer Pod. If you go to our Instagram, we have a pod follow. Whatever DSP you listen to, it automatically takes you there. I guess we're gonna get on Blue Sky now. We haven't been on X for a while. We were the silly people that like when everybody started boycotting X, we got off and never got back on. So like it's been a while since we've been on like one of those like tweeting or skeeting apps. So we're gonna have to get back on one of those. But yeah, if you just go to any of your socials and look up Chop Soccer Pod, it'll bring us right up.
All right.
Thanks so much for coming out, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Into the season, we should chop it up again, do some like Champions League.
Oh yeah, let's talk. Y'all are there, so we can't relate this year.
I was gonna say that feels like a little bit of a shock because we
it's real life. Like we should let's talk about it. Have a good one, man.
I mean, it'd be nice to catch up with y'all again. It's always good to see
yeah, for sure.
100%, bro.
All right, see y'all later.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace.
All right. So we're going to bring to the stage our last guest, part of the SOB family. Last week we had the homie Byron on. This week we are going to bring Paulina to the stage of Arsenal 86. Paulina, how is it going? How are you this evening?
Good. I'm the last one in the office.
Wow.
But it has good lighting in here, so that's why I stay.
The lighting is fire. It's perfect.
Yeah, man. That's so, like there's something about like good lighting, especially like good lighting somewhere at work. Like I take all the selfies I take, bathroom at work. Just the lighting is just impeccable.
Yeah, and I mean we have like panoramic windows and stuff, so we get a lot of natural lighting in here too, not just like the overhead shit, which is nice.
That's dope.
That's beautiful.
Tom, can I throw out the first question?
Absolutely.
Different angle from Arsenal, right? Because I know we talked a lot about transfers and all that. Let's focus on this season, right, Paulina? Um, Injuries are real. Like the context matters. I say this all the time, and I can't be too hard on Arsenal because you all are going through injury crisis just like City is, and I get it. So with everything that's gone on, with where you all are in Champions League, where are you like how would you rate the season so far?
Mentally, or
Mentally,
Or Joe.
emotionally, spiritually, give me what you got.
Yes, all of them.
Honest, it's been whatever. Honestly, that like I stopped caring because like Champions League is where I'm in right now. That's the mode I'm in. As an Arsenal fan, I have resigned myself to having hope about anything. But god damn, is Champions League giving me hope?
Do you
Real
think?
Madrid, right? That's the matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah, both for women's and men's.
That's right. Go ahead, Terry. My bad.
Well, no. I was just gonna say. I mean, I know you're focused on Champions League, but with the form that, or the lack of form that we're seeing from Liverpool right now, do you think is it impossible to chase them down?
I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I don't think it's probable.
Fair
Like
enough.
realistically, can it happen? Yeah, it could. It could. Is it going to? No. I think Liverpool's really tired right now, which might close that margin for us. But it really depends. I don't know. As
But
long as Man
like,
City's not fucking winning, I don't give a shit.
but
We all have
you
our
say that
ops.
they're
I appreciate
tired.
that.
You say that they're tired, and I do appreciate that, like that they are tired. However, like they're also like they're out of Champions League at this point. Like the League's Cup's done. Are they out of the FA Cup too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not there. They've been
Yeah.
though. South of
So
Plymouth.
yeah, so
Love Plymouth.
that's right. They lost to Plymouth. So like
Moments.
they like literally it's just the league for them, whereas like you all have Champions League and the league. Is the based off of where Arsenal is at the on the in the table, is it just like the league be damned at this point, but and just concentrate on those Champions League matches at this point?
Yeah, 100%. If Arsenal won the league, I'd be stoked. If Arsenal won Champions League, I'd be insufferable.
I
And
feel
that's
you
the
on that.
difference. And that's the
100%.
difference,
That's
you
fair.
know? Like, I'd be like, hell yeah, bragging rights. League. Champions League, I won't shut up about it. God is not going to want it to happen because he knows I'd be so awful.
So, focusing on Real Madrid as a whole, like you all, the men play them at the Emirates first, and then go to the Bernabeu. What are you feeling that needs to happen at the Emirates match so you don't have a city like um, you know, semifinal, quarterfinal nightmare?
What I want to happen is like another PSV repeat. Because when that happened, like I was just the worst person in the world. Like no one wanted to talk to me. My friends all blocked me. It was great. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But I think we need a big point margin. In my heart, I feel like it's going to be a tie. But in my soul, I really want like like a 5-2.
Okay. Do, what is it like that is making this Champions League like so much different than previous Arsenal Champions League experience? Is it the format? Is it uh, that like in that like you didn't have to play the traditional group stage? Is it this is just the growth curve of like what um, Arteta's building? Like what is giving Arsenal success this season that they haven't been experiencing in previous?
Shit if I know. Like they're just playing so differently in Champions League than they are in like the Prem. Obviously, it has to be way more aggressive, and you could see that. You could see that they are being aggressive, and I think that's literally it. They're just being fucking aggressive about it and ruthless. I think it's definitely attitude. I think it's the format, but I think it's mostly attitude.
I know when I saw that PSV match, I was like, "What? They did what to who?" Like anytime you score 7 goals, that's ridiculous. Like we did it to Leipzig, and I'm like, "Oh, that's wild."
I was in a meeting. I was in a one-on-one, and I had my phone silenced except for Arsenal updates. I didn't think anything of it, and then my phone started going. My boss was like, "Do you need to get that?" I was like, "No, it's fine." And she goes, "It sounds like it's an emergency." I was like, "Only to my mental health. That's it." And then she was like, "Okay, well, what is it?" And I explained to her what was going on. She goes, "Oh, I played soccer in college. Please look." And I looked, and she's like, "Your face just went white, Paulina." And I was like, "Yeah, I just saw a score." She goes, "Is it good or bad?" And I said, "We're 6-1 right now." And she's like, "That's fucking murder. What?"
Great boss. 10 out of 10. Love that.
Right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And so she was like, "Yeah, no wonder you got pale. Jesus Christ." And she's like, "We can end the meeting early. I don't have anything else to say." And I came out, and another one of my coworkers that watches footy, I was like, "Are you looking at this?" And he was like, "I was looking for you. I walked around the whole office and I didn't know where you were."
That's awesome.
Except he's
that's
a
a coworker
Madridista.
friend.
Yeah, he's a Madridista, so we're not going to be friends.
I was gonna say
Like,
April 8th.
and this is like a month straight of like not loving him because like the women already kicked off their tie. Like the men are about to kick off their tie on the other side of this international break. So y'all are really not gonna like each other for like a month.
Yeah. And we sit like across from each other. So I'm gonna be
That's
like
so much beef. That's so much beef. That's so tense.
I'm gonna like stand up desk, look down at him all the time. It'll be fun. I'm such a banter person. That's my favorite thing about this sport is just the banter. I love shit talking. People will try to talk to me about stats, and I'm like, I don't care about that. I want to tell you to go fuck yourself to your face. Like that's what I care about.
So
I think, yeah.
So Paulina, what is Renee gonna do to keep Emily Fox from getting thrown into the cast iron skillet with the hot grease by Linda Caicedo? Because that is what I saw on Tuesday. That is what I saw.
That poor woman. That poor
Yeah,
white woman.
I don't know. I don't get to watch a lot of the women's games just because of my work schedule, so I mostly watch recaps. But I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'm really sad about right now is like Viv.
Thank you so much. Thank
Viv.
you all. Love her. Love her.
We
Phenomenal woman.
We really fumbled that. We really, really fucking fumbled that.
You can't win them all, but we'll
Why
take
not?
the scraps.
You tried. You did it. You did it. Why can't we win them all? Fuck that. That's a stupid ass answer.
You're right. No, I'm sorry. I guess here's the banter of me. I don't like the banter, but I'll say it. You can't win them all. We can. You set me up for it. I was going to let it go. You put me in that place. I had to do it. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that way. I'm not that guy.
When you're right, you're right.
I think it's so funny that you all let Viv go and Beth Mead's play like immediately like took a nosedive. Like just like her form has been so bad, like so bad to the point that we all loaned you Chloe Kelly, and she's doing well enough that Beth Mead probably won't get called into the Euros this summer.
But is Beth Mead just old now? Is she just old post injury? Like, did that happen?
How old is Beth Mead? That isn't.
She's gotta be like 29, 30-ish, right?
I think we're the same age.
She's 29.
She's old.
We're not the same age. I'm
That's the
older.
game.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, again, also, like, look at me. I have like.
Oh, that's real shit.
Yeah.
Right. The knee brace.
I have
that was real.
Honestly, what did you do?
Okay. So it wasn't like sports related or anything. I I was just drunk and tripped. And
Real
I
life.
tore. I have a minor tear in my ACL.
Damn. Oh, whoa. What? They get the regular people too. I thought it just happened to soccer athletes. God damn. I didn't know regular
no.
women were getting ACL injuries.
Yeah, with the terrify half, of course I'm gonna. I live in Arizona. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah, no. I've torn that ACL before, so like a minor tear in it is not surprising, and it's just because I was a dumb idiot punk, stage diving when I was like 17, 18, when my body could handle it, and now I'm paying for it at my 30s.
As your friend Daniel will say, ACL comes for everybody.
True that. Yeah, no, I tripped and I fell on top of one of like my crates of records. It was just like the perfect storm.
That sucks.
So, speaking of crates of records, are you still like obviously we know that you do your DJ work. Are you still the in-stadium DJ for one professional basketball team?
No, so I just did that for an event, but I actually get to go to their games all the time. I did it when All-Star season was happening. But I went to go see the Bulls and Suns last night. That was real fun. I hit in the face with a t-shirt.
Oh, in the face. Did you keep it? Like, did it stay with you or did it bounce off?
I swatted it away. I was like, get out of my face.
It's one of like the giveaways. They shoot it out the t-shirt cannon kind of deal. Okay.
Yeah, the shit hurt.
It looked painful. Like I've seen that real close. I can imagine that's a real like gun. It's real.
Yeah, I'll show you. So I'm really weirdly connected in sports world sometimes. Like my friend does lighting for this team. And so sometimes she'll just be like, do you want tickets? And I'm like, okay. And
yes, the answer is always yes.
The answer is always
great seats. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those
are fantastic seats.
Blurry, but
it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you can see better from back here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That's solid. Yeah, I got a friend that works in the Wizards organization and love him to death. Like, even though the Wizards suck, the tickets have been incredible all season. Like I've set like section 107 row D, row C, row H. Like it's fire to know, and like you get to see good teams come in. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, you just root for the away team.
Exactly.
My brother had like was the club section in DC. Yeah, it was up there.
Nah, it's a fun time. Paulina, I saw on the schedule. I want to ask you this scenario, right? You play Real Madrid midweek, and you have Everton. Huge match. It's a big deal. It's not your rival, but it's a big deal. Would you want Arteta to do the full, like, I'm rotating everybody for Everton, like, I don't care about this match? Or are you trying to be like, let's win all the games? Like, how much do you just want to see, like, put out every kid under 25 and let's be fully ready for Real Madrid?
Yeah, I want them to put out the youngins. I'm obviously like huge MLS fan right now in Monterey. Like, love them. Like you guys were saying earlier, we need more Gen Z players. We need more Gen Z players that still have intact ACLs.
Is Saka going to be back? What's the reports? I haven't seen any coverage. Like, is he possibly coming back?
Yeah, he's possibly coming back.
Whoa.
And if he does, that's, again, insufferable. I will be insufferable.
Yeah. And
funny enough, like, so when people banter with me, I really enjoy it because my go-to is like, that's cute. Like, you wear your soccer kits. And I'm like, I don't take mine off.
Oh, it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
24/7, 365 or 6.
It's forever.
That's some real shit. That's real. That's love.
What you're telling me is that your next tattoo, if y'all win Champions League, is going to be the cannon, like right here.
I'll do it.
Like where the crest would be.
We're saying it. I'm saying it on air. I'm saying it on air. I will do it. I will do it.
Breaking news. Where's the breaking news siren?
Burn, burn, burn. Burn, burn, burn.
Yeah. No. I do it. 100%.
I would
Right?
say there's nothing like winning a Champions League. Like that day, like I remember vividly every moment of that match. Watching in New York City on a small ass TV in a bar with a bunch of City fans. Like if you get there, it will be, family is family, but it will be probably the greatest day of your life. Like it's different, like kids and family and all that. But like seeing your club win a Champions League for the first time, yeah,
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be so real with you right now. Like, I don't want children. I'm newly single. The only
She
thing I
said,
have
"Skip them
going for me
kids."
is as Arsenal. Boyfriends are
awesome.
temporary. Arsenal's for fucking ever.
damn right, Let's go. That club
I
don't
love
leave. That
that.
club don't
I
go
love
nowhere.
It's
that.
a path, though. I mean,
Put that on a T-shirt though. That's fire.
but
That's
I will
merch for
say-
Arsenal
to
86.
get there.
I will say, like, someone recently hit on me, and I was like very flattered about it. And I was into the conversation, and then I looked down on their shirt, and they were wearing a Tottenham shirt.
It stopped
And-
everything.
Oh,
You
He
can't do
asked
that.
him. He asked for my number, and I said, "I'm sorry, I don't date losers." And
He's like,
he
"What?"
was like, "Yeah." And then I showed him my tattoo,
Jesus.
and he was like, "He's like, at least I'm committed to something." And I said, "Something toxic. That's toxic behavior." And then he said, "I would change for you." And I said, "That's unfaithful behavior. No, thank you."
Damn, that's a red flag right there. You should have flipped
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
should
that's
have been
switch it
like, "You're
up.
toxic
Can't
too."
switch it up.
That's what he should have
That's
said.
shifty,
He
no.
should have said, "You're toxic too." That would have been true. Like I am. I do love my toxic.
But
love,
but
he
instead
didn't.
he said,
He
"I
willing
would
to
change
flip
for
flop.
you." And
Nah,
I
you
said,
can't flip
"That's
flop.
unfaithful behavior." Mm-mm.
Nah. That's like me being a UNC fan, seeing a Duke fan, and be
Oh,
like, "Yeah,
God.
root for Duke."
Ugh.
Fuck that. Like,
I still can't
Yeah.
root for Duke.
no, I know they're great, and I hope they lose every single game. Like, I don't. Yeah, you can't root for the ops. You can't be like, "I'll give over this shade of blue or switch over to that fucking red when I wear white and blue." Like, nah, he's a bum. I'm glad you know
Yep.
that. Mm-mm.
Yep.
Terrible.
And the bartender was watching, and he goes, "I saw what you were walking into, and I wanted to say something, but I decided to watch instead."
It's like it's like
he's like,
appointment viewing.
Yeah, let's get a
this is
story
my
for the
own
night. He's like, "I'm gonna
personal
make a story
allotment
right here."
here.
It's like
That
this is
is
about to be a train wreck, but I can't
Mhm.
turn away.
Show.
Why would you just let it happen? You know how it's gonna end. Like we see the characters here, we know who's gonna come out on top, and it's not the Tottenham fan as usual because they don't know what that feels
For
like.
you. Because
Um,
when they hold the number one spot, they always lose it. So, you
when
know,
the shit, it's been so long. That's a terrible club. Is that even a derby anymore? Is it just
No.
like because of location?
No, and-
'Cause they
and
win
that's
all the
why-
time.
and
Like-
that's why I hate Tottenham because I love Arsenal, right?
Sure.
Like Bellerin said. But you know who I really can't fucking stand? Manchester United. I
Mm.
cannot stand them. I cannot stand their fans. I will throw hands with a Manchester United fan. I have
I
thrown
don't doubt
hands with a
this at
Manchester
all.
United fan. Like I just can't. I just can't.
I love that. I love the energy.
But at least we're on the same page about that.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the
absolutely.
worst. Like Liverpool is high up there for me too. Like, but it's United for me.
I don't know. Liverpool, when they try to banter with me, I'm like, okay. Mm. But if a Man U fan comes at me, I'm like, I'll kill you.
Paulina,
I'll
you're the
make you
best.
bleed your own blood.
This is why you need
Yeah.
to listen to Arsenal
Yeah,
86.
there you go.
Because you get this type of banter.
Yeah, it's
Paulina
just
and
it's
Byron.
really me just talking shit. Even to Byron, I talk shit to him. I talk shit to him too.
Byron does kind of like reel you in a little bit.
He does. He riles me up. He does it on purpose.
He knows how to push
he
your
knows
buttons. That's what people close to us do.
Yeah, he knows he knows what's provocative. He knows how to get the people going.
There it is.
So, Paulina, before we get you out of here, give us a score prediction for the women against Real Madrid at the Emirates, and let the people know where they can find you and the work that you are doing.
It's at the Emirates, right?
Yes.
Okay. 3-1 because they play really well at the Emirates, and I know
Okay.
that sets a fire under their ass for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go with 3-1.
All right. I like that. 3-1. 3-1 gets them into extra time. So, I mean,
Mhm.
works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like
And
that call.
then
That's solid. That's solid.
my socials are I'm hair metal dad on literally everything. Literally everything. So just one thing and you'll find me.
Right. Well, Paulina, thank you so much for stopping by this evening. We really appreciate you, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night.
Later. Thank you.
All right. Well, on this wonderful national holiday, we have come to the conclusion of our lit stream. Tarek, I'm glad that you were on theme today too. We made
Yeah, it was we had March Madness Day at work, so I didn't get to watch a lot of games just because of too many meetings, but I almost went in my city kit, but I was like, it's college. I'll put on my Canes gear instead. It's hard to rock the Canes when they're not even close to being in this
Hey,
tournament.
new
It's not
black
even.
coach. Shout
Yeah,
to
I
Jay
was like,
Lucas. He's coming.
coming from Duke, unfortunately, but I'll take it nonetheless.
That's what
I
I
take
do.
that black man. Yeah, let's do it. So I was glad. You know what? When I first jumped on and I noticed, I was like, okay, and I was like, oh, we got the Carolina blue for Charlie. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's city blue. What am I talking about? I'm tripping. My mind was locked in. I was kind of like locked into basketball mode. I forgot about everything. I was like, wait, no, that's city blue. That ain't, whatever. It's not about Carolina. But I didn't root for Carolina. I didn't put Carolina going all the way in my bracket just because whatever. Normally when I do that, it backfires against me. But that's who I would, if I could pick anybody to win it, it would be them, just because it's kind of like I still have a lot of love for them. So,
And
Daniel, I love you, and I'm only saying this to you because I do love you. I'm gonna go full Stugatz. Beat Juju when it matters.
ooh,
that's tough.
ooh,
That's
real shit.
tough.
That's real shit. That was a regular season sweep in California, not in Indianapolis. Also, God bless Mizzou as they're down 11 with 11
Yeah.
minutes left.
Yeah.
UNC plays tomorrow night against Ole Miss, and if we win, the shit I will talk to every single person that said we shouldn't have made it. That's all I need. If we win the first round match tomorrow,
Yep, that's all you
first
need.
round game, that's all I need. I'm good. We can lose against the 30 seed or whatever. I don't care. But if we beat Ole Miss, the SEC, 14 teams, and you lose the little old last team in UNC, oh my God, I will never shut the fuck up.
I actually have you all winning that game.
I have us going to the Sweet 16. I have to. Come on now. But
Of course.
I need one win. I need one win. Lord knows. Like that would just black coaches, black coaches ever, hey, Mizzou black coach, UNC black
Yep.
coach, Kane's black coach now. That's what we doing.
That's what we doing,
baby.
That's right. Hey, and I believe that Fran McCaffrey lost his job too. So
he's out. Bye bye.
Not that I would ever advocate any black man moving to Iowa City.
Oh, it's definitely a white man coming in. We know that. It's Iowa. Come on now. But it's only so far you can go with integration. That white man's gonna take over that job. Some white man somewhere.
It'll probably be Brian Ferentz. If you know, you know.
That's funny. That's good. That's a great way to end this.
All right. Thank y'all so much for stopping through. We greatly appreciate y'all. We will be recording I believe Monday, Sunday. I don't know. Crunk
Monday
will
work.
tell us.
Probably Monday.
It's normally Monday.
Probably
yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday now. Yeah, Monday night. Yeah, kick off the week.
And then he'll be back in the country, so we'll be there, and we appreciate y'all. And
Crunk
y'all know
is a celebrity. If I'm Crunk, I ain't coming back. I'm just gonna move up over that mug. They're gonna have to kick me out. They're gonna have to deport me.
That man
I'll
hung
say-
out.
I'll
I can't
say
give his
this.
story away. He's gonna say it on the pod. I can give out who he hung out with. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Woo!
Just
Woo!
kidding it.
that was
Come on,
Huge
dog.
when
Rubbing
he
shoulders
said
with
that.
the ones. With them,
Right.
those guys.
Listen. Every match he's been to, the city is not lost. That's a good
Undefeated.
There you go.
Undefeated in England.
There you go.
Undefeated.
There you go.
All right, and y'all know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.
Peace.